Nice day here, and it's going to be nice tomorrow. And you know what? It's going to be nice the day after that.
I like this guy.
How about that? You know, two people that aren't going to buy those Kanye West shoes.
Who?
Me and Taylor Swift.
No, she's not. She's definitely not in line.
Not at all. Not going to happen.
What do we got going on out there right now?
Well, the weather's looking great, as we just mentioned. Clear skies so far, and the clouds, well, they're just kind of staying away from us right now, and that's a good thing. Let's go outside and take a peek. This is remnants here of the Pro-Am soccer tournament. It's a beach tournament on the boardwalk. We've got kids and adults playing soccer today, and they'll be right back there tomorrow, so get out and enjoy it. Here are your current conditions for you. Check those numbers out. Wow, weather's coming up.
The same time last year, and Art was just telling me that it looks 15% bigger than normal, or was it you said 14?
About 14%, yeah. In fact, it's a lot smaller than it was for the one we had last year, March 2011. That one was about 248 miles closer. So that
really?
one's just a little bit bigger.
This is a beautiful out there. Forecaster Art Jarrett, I saw him out there scoping out the moon earlier tonight. Yeah. It was really, really beautiful.
Should have brought my real digital camera instead of my camera phone. I didn't do it justice. Oh well, but you know what?
You need a zoom even for
I
the
realized,
moon.
you know what? I can put the camera in my pocket or the phone in my pocket and just watch it and enjoy it. Why not?
Best choice.
And I hope you had a chance to do it too. Let's go ahead and take a peek outside, and there it is again.
There it is.
That's a supermoon in Santa Cruz. I'll have your current conditions coming up for you right here, but you know what? Your forecast to get you through the weekend will be coming up in just a moment. We'll be right back.
Now, KSPW weather with Art Jarrett.
All right, welcome back. There's a look at the well, the supermoon as we go into it out of Monterey, and there's it's kind of moving right over the Gavilan Range there. Absolutely gorgeous. And of course, you know, this distance, it's in the perigee right now, so that means it's about 221,802 miles away from Earth. Absolutely gorgeous. Let's go ahead and take a peek at what we have cooking for you. Supermoon here is about 14% bigger, as we already told you, and it was going to be the largest full moon of the year, so it's kind of a bit of a record for us. All right, let's get back to it. Skycam 8, Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk. A little bit of moon light on the water, kind of romantic if you're headed out there later on for a nice little midnight stroll. Let's get right to it. Satellite and radar showing all the clouds are clearing out over California. We have high pressure starting to move into the area. There's an upper level low that's kind of kicking out. Eventually, we'll start to see that kind of move out of the area, out of the four corners, and then another one will take its place. I'll show you what's cooking for that just a little bit later. But you can see the temperatures for tomorrow, which is going to happen. We'll see 60s and 70s on the coast. Still a bit cool there. We have a little bit of a flow coming in, but mostly an offshore flow is really taking precedent. We go back into the 80s in the interior, 61 up in Lake Tahoe if you're heading that way. Here's the warmth that's going. There are the winds that I told you. A bit of a northeasterly wind coming off the offshore flow there. You can see the oranges and the reds kind of pop right back in there. Those are the 70s and the 80s, and eventually by Tuesday or so, we might even see a 90 pop up in the interior valleys. Until then, this is what we're looking at. Futurecast showing us the next 5 days. Here's that upper level low now forming into a cutoff low. In the middle part of next week, we're looking at this actually to make its way back, but the models have changed earlier today. This was going to bring back some of that moisture you see out there by Colorado and just kind of swirl it back our way. We would have just a little bit of moisture to bring us some partly cloudy skies and maybe a little bit of rainfall north of San Francisco. You can see high pressure is going to just kick that right out of the way. We'll start to see a zonal flow just a little bit more to the north. That'll bring in a little bit more of that moisture, and we'll start to see a few clouds kind of sneak into the area. Here's a look at your Monterey Bay forecast. Surf's about 3 to 6 feet. Tomorrow, not bad. There are a few sailboats out there today, and they had some pretty good wind, and that wind will reoccur again, about 5 to 20 knots, and a swell of 4 to 7 feet at 9 seconds. 71 in San Francisco, 79 out in Fremont, so pretty nice and mild out there in the San Francisco Bay. Heading towards the Santa Clara Valley, we were looking at temperatures around 80, and they're going to be very nice. The overnight temperatures are going to be up in the 40s and getting close to 50. 70s, though, for the Salinas Valley, all the way to an 82 in King City. Cooler, as I told you before, on the peninsula. We'll see that marine flow moving in, but you move into the interior a little bit more, you'll see some 70s as you go towards Big Sur and also towards Carmel Valley. 79 for Santa Cruz, 79 in Ben Lomond, and tomorrow, well, we're looking at, I thought I could get a little rhyme here. Well, sunlight so bright, and it's going to be getting warmer for the next couple of days, and that's a good thing, you know, springtime and all. Next day, oh, well, we'll see some sunny, warm conditions and get out there and enjoy it if you can. I know that's getting into your work week, but you can still take a bag lunch, and the kids can have some fun at school. 70s and 80s, plenty of sunshine going into the interior valleys. Wednesday, we start to cool down just a little bit, and you'll see the clouds kind of sneaking into the area, and that eventually will just be mostly sunny conditions for us throughout the week.
Gosh, those are some beautiful temperatures we've got coming.
Yeah, I think we're going to be a little bit warmer, though, and maybe a little dry for summertime, rain-wise. You know how it goes?
We'll have to keep an eye on it.
Yeah, start to kind of hold back on the water.
Alrighty, sir. Thank you so much. At Churchill Downs, and he's actually, I believe, the first rookie to win that since 2004 or so.
Wow.
So very big day for him and I'll have another.
Excellent day.
Good watching here on KSBW NBC. I wore my hat and everything.
Did you?
And watched the Derby in our newsroom.
Wow.
No mint julep though. Thanks for joining us for Action News at 11. We'll see you right back here tomorrow.
Now, KSBW weather with Art Jarrett.
Welcome back and good evening to you here. Here's a look at Skycam 8 Monterey. Out in the distance, you can barely make out the mountains there. Still a bit hazy, and some low clouds and high clouds are out there, mixed out there, out in the open waters. With that, we are looking at temperatures today. Outstanding job. Thank you, Mother Nature. Even our overnights warmed up quite nicely. 80s for the Santa Cruz County. Moving right on towards the peninsula, you can see here we warmed up, getting close to 70s or in 70s, and an 80 out there in Carmel Valley for 71 in Big Sur. Moving right along, the salad bowl here showing us 78 for Salinas, warming up to a nice 85 in King City. All right, let's check out the Santa Clara Valley, 83 for San Jose, 80 Morgan Hill, and Gilroy, 83 and an 84 for Hollister. All right, here's what's cooking here. We had that clearing out going on yesterday. You can see a few high clouds just kind of drifting right into the area. Here they come and there they go. And also you can see a little bit of the jet stream kind of sneaking up. Look at those clouds just kind of shoot up and rocket as they moved under the southeast there. How about this? Check this out. Well, you can see more of the high clouds kind of drifting over the ridge and kind of spilling in just like a waterfall. Take a peek at this. This is our water vapor imagery. This is the upper atmosphere, and you can see the trough. You can kind of make it out in that dark spot right in there. That's the dry air that has really been keeping us warm. It's associated with that upper level trough here with a little high pressure zone going on, and that warm air coming in from the desert southwest, coming right on back, keeping us nice and toasty, so to speak. But you can see that moisture of the clouds I just showed you spilling over. That's what really is starting to move into the area, and that's going to cool us down. There's another look at those clouds that are kind of really getting pulled back with an upper level low by the Gulf of Alaska. That's really just driving all of that, whatever moisture you might find in those clouds, right back up to the north and keeping us a little bit cool as we get some of that, well, cooler air off the Monterey Bay. All right, 74 in San Francisco, 84 as you move down to Mountain View, Morgan Hill, 83, and then 86 in Hollister. Let's go down and take a look at the Salinas Valley here. 81 degrees we're expecting, 88 in Greenfield, and 90 for King City. So we're still getting a bit warm here. 72 for Seaside, 79 in Carmel, and 84 for Big Sur. More 80s and 90s for you in the Scotts Valley area to an 83 in Santa Cruz. So that means about 80 on the old Santa Cruz boardwalk there. Mostly clear conditions. We'll see a few high clouds. The winds will be fairly light, 5 to 15. Tomorrow, pretty much more of the same. Chance for AM light fog, though, and it's going to be very light. It will not affect your driving whatsoever. In fact, the next couple of days, going into Tuesday, Wednesday, we'll start to see some of that early morning fog. Barely making into the inland areas, but you look on the coast, you can see it will make a bit of a difference for you. So we're starting to cool down just a wee bit, but it's all right. Mild temperatures are okay by me.
All right, well, today was so fantastic, so cool down is probably inevitable. Thank you, sir.
Sure.
And forecaster Art Jarrett joins us now with a look at our weather. Hello, sir.
Well, I guess I'm going to help you guys out by telling you about the weather and without leaving the comforts of your own home. How about that?
That would be great. That's what we would like.
Great today, huh?
Gorgeous. I was out at the beach earlier. Absolutely perfect day for that.
Yeah?
Perfect.
All right. Well, I'll take your word for it. I didn't get out there. I wish I did.
Is it going to stay that way?
It's going to stay that way for... I'll have your weather coming right up in just a moment.
What a tease.
Now, KSBW weather with Art Jarrett.
Well, welcome back again with the northeasterly winds. We have that offshore breeze and, of course, temperatures again in the 60s, just like last night, and 71 up in San Jose. We're going to find ourselves with some pretty quick warming in the early morning with the sunshine. In fact, it's going to be another lovely day for you. Even though some of you have to go to work, there's still a chance to get out for a nice lunch, picnic lunch perhaps, or even just a little, what do they call it, a brown bag lunch? Why not? All right, fire danger still existing here with the red flag warning. Winds gusting up to about 15 to 20 miles per hour. You can find yourselves with some gusts up to about 30 miles per hour, just above 1,000 to 2,000 feet. That should subside by about 11 o'clock, well, tomorrow morning. Getting on with it, we have a high dome of pressure here, and that is really just keeping us nice and cool as far as, well, sunshine, if you want to go that route. But all that moisture well up to the north, and of course, you can see the clouds getting drawn into that upper level low there. And that's really starting to move everything right closer to the coastline. So it's going to be like a cool kind of afternoon as far as getting out and enjoying the sunshine. But you know what? hot is what we're really talking about. Okay, that's what it's going to be. Across the nation here, we're looking at the southeastern portion of the nation, and that is just copious amounts of rainfall with this minor disturbance. We brought about 22 inches of rainfall to some parts of Florida, and as you can see, there's a line of thunderstorms, a squall line developing here just in the upper Mississippi River Valley, and that is now pushing through, and that's going to, well, diminish, of course, but eventually these two just might hook up, and that could be just a minor accident just waiting to happen, and that could be a little severe weather going into the northeastern portion of the nation. Some storms kind of popping out of the lee of the Rockies here and moving into the central plains. Right back to us, we have that dome of high pressure, and there's that moisture cutting across, and you can see the clouds getting closer and closer, but we've still got another day of, well, some good sunshine. Here are those clouds kind of sneaking in on us right here, well to the north, and you can see just a little bit kind of popping up along Highway 101 and into the Central Valley, but until then, we won't have that California summertime flow of clouds coming in and the clouds moving out until about Tuesday. Here we go. Temperatures looking to be some 60s. San Francisco was progged to be about 75 today, and now it's changed. It's going to be 68 degrees, and that's because of those clouds moving in. We've got 90s in the interior, 74 up in Lake Tahoe if you're headed out that way. And the winds, well, the winds are going to get fairly strong as we get into Tuesday, but until then, Monday, they're going to have a nice little onshore push earlier in the afternoon, but you can see the warming going on for Monday. It's going to be quite significant, just about a degree or two either way like we had today. Here's that large trough of low pressure that's kicking out. High pressure ridge is trying to settle up, but there you have it. It's going to flatten out, and all that moisture is going to stay to the north, but we're going to get some cool air and clouds out of that. And in fact, let's go ahead and take a look at the low clouds from Microcast, kind of showing how they're going to start to form up at around 11 o'clock for Monday night. And you can see them moving in there, and overnight they'll start to park themselves right up along the coast. Monterey Bay forecast for you, variable winds about 5 to 15 knots or so, and the waves are up to about 2 to 5 feet. We're looking at 70s and 80s and 90s in the San Francisco Bay Area to the Santa Clara Valley, more 90s for you. Heading down to the Salinas Valley, pretty much the same, 81 to 92 degrees. That's a nice little difference there. But back to the peninsula, we have nice mild temperatures going for you from 70s to 80s, back up towards the Boulder Creek area, more 90s and 80s. What a day. Tomorrow your forecast, sunny by day, foggy by night. Winds are fairly, well, weak. Next day, your forecast, we're looking at cooling coastside and summer style. We're getting those clouds rolling back in. In the inland areas, more sunshine for you with 80s and 90s, and back to the coast with 70s, 90s, and 80s, and then cooling down as we go to the weekend.
All righty. I like that.
Sure.
Thank you.
My pleasure.
Forecaster Art Jarrett here with us now for a check of our weather. And beautiful day out there,
Beautiful
wasn't
day. In fact, we should have another day similar to it. However, our old friend, the fog and the low clouds, starting to make its way back.
It's about time.
Yeah, it is.
It's going to happen.
A little Mother Nature's air conditioning. Here's a look at Skycam 8 Monterey. You can see northeasterly winds now. We have an offshore flow, and that's kind of helping us out a little bit. Your current conditions, I will have your full forecast coming right up.
Worst right now. 9 games below 500.
They're having the old June swoon.
A good one.
Yeah. Well, they usually say that for the Giants.
Well, it's kind of a mess, and here's another mess. Pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I know. I want in on that. Thanks for joining us. Have a good night.
Good night.